So, like, are you on Twitter again?
Yes, I am.
That's why I brought her? Oh, no, finish your tweet. It's not, that's fine. Just give us a second.
Hey, this week I'm allowed to be on Twitter. Hello, everybody. My name is Barry Horvath, and this is Moving Forward TV, your local market update.
And I am Dylan Gaston. Thank you for joining us today. I am so excited. First of all, that's like my favorite little clip out of Deadpool. But
I don't know anything about that.
I know you don't.
But all I know is that
funny.
you constantly yell at me for being on Twitter.
I know.
And I'm allowed to be on Twitter
and
this week.
Today we are, because I'm so excited. We have a guest with us.
Yes, we do. We have a guest this week. We have Laura Shipman from Shipman Media, and she's going to talk to
social media guru here.
And it's going to be great because, you know what, we do a lot of surveys to our real estate partners, and one of the number one things that you all have asked for is to learn more about and how to use social media. So we have some great information today, and we're so happy, Laura. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. First time on the show, so thank you.
I know.
I'm excited to be
Not
here.
that I haven't been trying. This is a busy lady here.
Yeah, we had to book her like 3 years ago. So the content may be a little outdated this week, but you know, it's all good.
Well, more has happened, so now there's more social media things to add to the platform here.
So it's good.
But thanks for joining us. Okay, so diving in.
Excuse me, I'm going to get on Twitter.
You
guys go right ahead.
He's going to tweet because he can.
I got to take advantage of this while I can. Oh,
All right.
You go ahead.
So let's start first, Laura, with you and I have been talking for a long time now.
Hundreds of social media platforms.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Because there wasn't, just like what, not even 10 years ago,
Right.
there was no such thing.
There's no such thing. Blogging was as close as you got to social media marketing.
Really?
And then it exploded.
Huge.
We had that thing called MySpace.
I remember that.
What happened to that?
It just imploded.
Did you destroy that?
I did. Actually, I never was on MySpace, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I just kind of skipped over that one.
What do you think the cause of that was? People always ask me, whatever happened to MySpace?
I'm not sure, really. That was one that I just wasn't into, so I really don't know what happened.
Because that was the early years, very early years. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why it was different than Facebook, but then of course, and we've all seen the story, the Mark Zuckerberg story, and how it was started at a college, which is really cool.
It is
That's very cool. Great idea.
Could have been us.
I know. Well,
No,
it could have been those two people who really started it.
That's right.
Those two fraternity brothers there. I know.
Well, maybe our show will be like the new thing, because we started this, right?
That's
We
right.
did. That's right.
Pioneers, for sure.
But anyway, so Facebook was kind of the first thing, and then have things just pretty much grown off of that?
They have, because people have seen different needs and uses for social media, different niches that they want to, be a rock star in. So yeah, definitely. And one of the biggest tips I can give anybody when it comes to social media, try not to do them all. Pick one that really works for your niche and then grow from there. Add one on once you get really familiar with one, add one on and then another one. So that's what I would recommend. Don't try and do it all at once.
So talking about the handful, now she said there's hundreds.
Yes.
Is it really hundreds, like literally?
Oh, I even think in the thousands.
Like,
I mean, there's
tell us
small
one we've
ones
never heard of.
that you've never heard of. Well, actually, we were talking about this before. It's called Steam It. And I was
That's not like a
talking to
Steam
John-
card
No.
for games?
I've heard of Steam cards because I have kids.
Yeah. No, it's something completely different. It's a blog space
Right.
that you get rewarded through cryptocurrency. And you're supposed to be able to convert that into cash.
Wow.
And so it's one of these
Oh,
things that
interesting.
it's in the very infancy right now of it, and people are kind of playing with it and seeing how it's going to work. There's a lot of people out there claiming they've made hundreds of thousands of dollars on this.
Just like they do in the cryptocurrency market.
Right.
Which, by the way, collapsed yesterday.
Right, exactly.
So
Exactly.
I
So
know
we'll
this is
see.
timely.
A week ago it
yeah, we
collapsed.
go. Yeah. It'll be back though. By the time you watch the show, it'll be back up. That's my prediction.
And then there's a second one called Visco. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No.
But it's a visual social media, really for photographers and people who like to create Instagram type images. There's no texting or blogging or anything that goes along with
It's
it.
just
It's
images?
just a photo stream of
Kind of like
images.
Pinterest in a way.
Kind of, but there's no texting.
Kind of
there's
like
no
Google
link back.
Pics.
Yeah, maybe. But people collaborate over pictures and things like that. And yeah, so there are things out there that you've never heard of.
Kind of like an online
So-
art museum, maybe.
So
Right.
why don't we
Neat.
tell us
That's
your
actually kinda cool.
your favorites? What do
My
you think
favorites?
are real estate professionals, because they're trying to grow their business, they're trying to get
Right.
exposure. They want people to see their listings, they want their name out there, they want to brand themselves. Where should they go?
Well, there's 6 majors, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So what are the majors?
The majors are Facebook, which everybody knows about Facebook.
What's Facebook?
What's Facebook? Barry, where have you been?
I don't know.
Facebook started out as a friends and family type of communication driver. And then the marketers entered and then just kind of took over. And
Then the stock went public.
right, and all that stuff. Mark Zuckerberg.
So
making
I
a
like what
movie.
you said about that when you said it's kind of like more of a networking.
Right, it's more of a networking where people get to know each other, they build relationships there. So that's the foundation of where you really get to know people's personal brand and who they are, what they believe in, what their interests are. It's like you kind of are looking into who these people are. Okay. So a lot of people will do research about people they're learning about on Facebook first, because that's where they're most authentic. That's where they're going to find out if they have friends, like children, if they're going to, what their interests are, if it's baseball, hockey, football, sewing, whatever. You get to learn about people on Facebook.
You know, it's so funny you say that, and I know this is probably mean, but if somebody sends me a resume to work in one of my companies, the first thing I do is look at their Facebook profile.
A lot of people do
Absolutely.
that.
And
yeah.
I had one last week. I'm like, I looked at her resume. I'm like, wow, she looks strong. She looks like she'd fit our mold. I went on her Facebook, and she's like, you know, chugging a beer and, you know, making vulgar statements. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to fit in our world.
Right.
So, you know, people need to be careful what they put on social media and
they do.
Facebook.
Good point.
Absolutely, because that's your personal brand, and people attribute that to your business as well. So how you treat your personal brand on Facebook is a reflection of how you're going to treat your business,
Right,
and
right.
you need to be very careful of that.
Okay.
right.
So-
What else do you like?
Instagram, love it for real estate agents. Huge, highly visible, exciting. You need that. You need all those visual content for real estate for sure.
So Instagram is more photos.
More photos, less words, more
Yes.
captions, more visual hooks, things like that. So very,
What did you
very
say
important.
about that? Well, we'll get into it a little bit. What's your third one?
My third one is Pinterest for realtors. I love this because here's what you
Really?
can do. Pinterest is all about, we were talking before about boards, right? So bulletin boards, imagine a bulletin board, and you have a bulletin board for each interest you have within the real estate world, say. Maybe one of those boards could be curb appeal, and you are becoming an authority in a certain area. So if you want to be an authority in curb appeal, for example, you're going to post all sorts of infographics and information all about how to have the perfect curb appeal for your house when you're getting it ready to sell. Another one could be...
I like that.
It's,
Right, right.
So with Pinterest, again, it's highly visual, but it's also an education piece too. You're educating people, and again, you're positioning yourself as an authority in a certain topic.
Very cool. All right, what's next?
Next, LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is huge. I think that's a really good one for connecting with the different people you need to deal with on a daily basis in your business, in real estate. Again, it's a great platform to use to position yourself as an authority, and we can get into this a little bit later, but groups is where you want to be. You want to be really active in groups because that's where you can tell people the knowledge you know. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Another favorite of mine is Twitter. Now that one, it's one of my top.
I know that one.
And it's Barry's favorite too. And this one I like.
Follow me on Twitter.
There you go. What's your Twitter handle? Do you know off the top of your
Barry
head?
Horvath.
Barry Horvath? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Can you remember that?
I think I can. I think I got it. I'm going to look you up later.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
cool. We'll connect.
I got a new stalker. I'm so excited.
This one is really good for breaking news. So if you've got stuff that's going on in the real estate market, and it's a great tool to learn and do research with too. The thing with this is if you're going to be active on Twitter, be active on Twitter. And that means posting multiple times, commenting, retweeting, things like that.
Now, when you say posting multiple times, this is one of the things.
called a tweet.
Twitter, it's called a tweet. I got that. So I understand it goes very fast.
Yep.
So posting multiple times, does that mean per day?
Yes.
Per
Exactly.
day.
About different things, not the same post over and over again.
Right.
And it's driven by hashtags, and we can get into hashtags later.
Okay. What else do you like?
Last one, Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Huge. And people think it's for the young ones, but no.
Yeah, I always thought it was for the little ones.
Nope. If you
I'm
have,
little.
Yeah, he's got a Snapchat. I thought it was for like 12 and 13-year-olds.
Right.
Apparently it's changing.
All right, listen up. This 12-year-old needs a break.
Okay.
We'll be back right after this. We're going to go into more detail. Okay, we're back. Hey, that was a delay. Did you hear that? I heard a pin drop. Sometimes when we do the show, I always think like we'd have a live audience where people would cheer and laugh.
Yeah.
But you know what I hear?
Meanwhile, he was me.
Me, 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 me. I had to
Warming
clear
up
my
his
voice.
throat.
No. I listen for crickets. That's how I know we're ready.
Oh,
Did you hear the crickets?
so as everything's quiet.
Everything.
I guess I got to talk now.
Yeah. Yes. So anyway, we're back with Laura Shipman from Shipman Media, and we're going to go into some more detail on social media and
On
how
her top 4 favorites.
on her top 4. We're not going to go into the others, and I think we have everybody thinks they know about Facebook, and they don't know as much as they think they do.
Right.
And we're going to save that one for last, right? Because
exactly. There's lots to talk about.
All right. So which one do you want to talk about first?
Well, you were talking about pin dropping. Let's start with Pinterest.
Yes.
I love that.
I love when my suggestions come through. This makes me feel warm and fuzzy and special.
Oh, good. I'm
Thanks,
so
Laura.
glad. You're welcome. Pinterest is a great tool to use, and it's highly visual, like we were saying before. And it really, again, the authority is what you want in your field. So it's really, a lot of people use it for crafting and for recipes and things like that, but you can use it for so many different things. I actually use it for, for me, it's a research source. And I go and I find all sorts of information about social media, about business, about time management, productivity, that kind of thing. So if real estate agents actually owned this a little bit more, I think that they would be really successful, because they could teach people, like we were saying, curb appeal before. You could do an infographic on the top 10 things you need to do in order to get your house ready for saleable times. And then when you're looking for real
Excuse
estate,
me.
yes.
Is that your stomach?
Stop! I knew he was going to bring that up.
No.
I heard it. It vibrated through my microphone. I think our audience needs to know this.
I'm hungry, okay?
Okay. She was talking. She didn't talk about food on Pinterest.
I mentioned recipes.
Sorry.
Had enough.
Sorry, that
she
was
mentioned
improper.
the word recipes. So let's do this. So let's say you just got your real estate license.
Yep.
And you're going to
Did you get your real estate license?
hit the social media.
Sort of.
Where would you start on Pinterest? Tell me what you would do to kind of give our audience an idea.
So the first thing I would do is start an account, obviously. The second thing I would do is make sure that's a business account. Okay, because
yes.
that's key. When you have a business account, you can do 2 things. You can get analytics to find out which pins are really popular with your following, and you
got
can
a tweet
also.
there.
I did get a tweet, and this happens all the time. And then the second thing is you want to promote pins. So you can put some ad spend behind certain pins that you put up on your bulletin boards, and even reach more people. So that's what I would do. So once you've got that set up, then I would pick 5 boards that you want to curate, okay? So maybe you pick one for different areas that you specialize in. So let's say you're a real estate agent in Trinity, Florida. You're going to pick, and just because I live there, I'm going to pick certain neighborhoods. On that board, maybe you pick Fox Hollow, Champions Club, I forget all the names of the different, Longleaf, all those things. And you put information about all those communities there. Then maybe you write another board about schools, and you do a review of all the different schools that are available in the area and why you talk.
So then those realtors become experts in those communities.
Right. Bingo.
I'm so smart.
You are so smart. So proud. You've been listening. I'm so proud of you.
I'm catching on.
So you have different boards. that they can jump from board to board. So they say, okay, well, I really like Longleaf. Let me see what this board says about the schools in the Longleaf area.
And what's there to do there? Are there any sports teams there that my kids can get involved in?
Wow, what a great idea.
What kind of businesses are in the area? So really become the expert or the authority in the area. The other thing is, we talk about, what to look for in communities, things like that. Whatever you would put in an article or something, create a board around it. And again, it's highly visual and it's also educational.
Okay.
Think of it
next
the
one.
old-fashioned way of a
Let's talk
bulletin
about the
board.
next
Yeah.
one. 'cause
Okay,
we got a
so
lot to
we got a
cover.
lot to
I know.
cover. So the
Because you know
next
what? It's
one,
exciting. She's going to be at our lunch and learn doing this.
I
can't
know.
But I'll give you more information about that later.
so the next one is LinkedIn. Okay, another one, you want to become an authority there, but how do you do it? You set up your profile and everything like that. What's really important is your bio in LinkedIn. You've got to have a strong bio. If you don't have a strong bio, you will not be found. And what do I mean by that? Use certain keywords that identify you as the specialty in your area.
Stop
so
it.
that's what you need. What was that?
That's her
for?
stomach.
My stomach.
I
So for example, like we were talking at the
Yes.
break, so if I were to put mortgage pre-qualification, mortgage pre-approvals or something like that, put
Right.
that in my bio, so if people were searching, I
That
need a
pops
mortgage
up.
pre-approval.
How cool is that?
It's
you know
very
what I
cool.
heard about LinkedIn?
What?
Of all of the social media platforms, the highest income
Yes.
earners, like the average income, I think is $125,000 per year
Yep,
on LinkedIn.
on LinkedIn.
Where Facebook, I think it's like $2 a year.
Probably. You're probably right. That's probably right.
Sorry, I don't mean to pick on your kids, but the
here's-
kids bring down the average.
They do. They
Yeah.
do, for sure. But here's the thing that you need to realize. If you're going to be playing in that 125 bracket, look like you're playing in that bracket. So you need to fill out your complete profile. And for God's sakes, use a professional headshot there.
Right.
Don't do the selfie and post it up there. Be professional, fill out all the boxes, and then
What a
go from
great
there.
idea.
So this is not the fun one.
No, it's not really the fun one. This is where you use your expertise and give it out to the world. So participate in groups. And if you are really ready to jump in 2 feet, moderate your own group. Start your own group and name that group maybe real estate expert in Longleaf or something like that. Or
Do you live in Longleaf?
no, I don't.
Okay.
It was just an easy one for me to remember. I don't know why.
She's really talking about it.
I know.
That school rezoning thing killed them over there, just so you know.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
so
whole other show, isn't it?
That's a whole nother show, and that's a great article you could write about on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's
school rezoning.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Okay, so my next one is Instagram.
Oh,
And the reason why I wanted to talk about this one, because it's a great segue into Facebook. Why is that? Because Facebook owns Instagram.
did you know that?
Did they always, or did they just
No.
buy them? They just bought them, right?
Bought them in the last year or two. I forget when
Yeah.
the actual.
So they're creating a monopoly.
Yep, they are. And it's funny that you say, it's funny that you say that because whatever social media platform is out there and doing well, Facebook tends to copycat because they want to be the big, huge player
Oh,
in
so
social
Instagram
media.
started doing better.
Yep. And so, right. So what is Instagram all about? It's all about visual content, less words, visual content. There's different areas of Instagram that you want to pay attention to. There's Instagram stories, there's the regular news feed, and then there's some video and some and multiple images. And we can just dive into that really quickly. The 2 big mistakes that people do with Instagram, the first one is they don't set up a business account. And same thing with we said in Pinterest, you need to have a business account so you can monitor your results. Otherwise, you're not going to know what's working for you.
Right.
The other thing is people set it at private, and you need to have a public account if you want people to find you
I get
in the
people
space.
finding me all the time on Instagram because of my kids. They want to see
Right.
pictures of my kids because
Right.
they're like world famous and
Right. Right.
It's crazy. But
Yeah.
anyway, listen, we're going to dive more
Yep.
into this. We're going to talk about Facebook and what you probably, you think you know everything, but you really don't. Laura's going to help us out with that right after this break. All right, we're back, and I heard crickets.
Yep. Did you?
I did. Cricket, cricket, cricket. Anyway, we're back with Laura Shipman from Shipman Media, and we're going to
This
finish.
has been exciting.
It
This has
is.
been a lot.
She had
A
so
lot,
much
though.
great information.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
really, really beneficial
I
to our
know.
viewers and our real estate professionals. Even our first-time home buyers, they go online. The first place they look
I
is
know.
online for homes. So,
That's why I wanted Laura to come on, because that everybody starts their searching and everything online.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Start it.
We were talking before the show. I used to do it on Craigslist.
Yes.
And I would get all my research there first, and then I'd go meet my realtor and say, okay, this is the area I want to look at. These are the types of homes I want to look at.
I don't think people look on Craigslist.
I don't
for
think
homes
so.
anymore.
Everybody's on, that's where they're going now.
I think
they're
they're
going to
afraid to go on
Pinterest,
Craigslist
Instagram.
because
Scary.
there's no relationships built from it. You can't see
Right.
who they're friends
Right.
with, who they really
Right.
know. Not that people would ever create a fake
No.
profile. Or
No,
anything.
no, that would
So
never
when you
happen.
think about it, this was really named properly, wasn't it? Social
Yes.
media.
Yes.
It's great.
And that's what a lot
cool.
of people forget about. is
So
the
let's
word
talk
social.
about the biggest one that everybody
Facebook.
is on. It's Facebook. It's the new MySpace, right?
Yeah, exactly, MySpace for sure. But Facebook just announced some major changes last week, and it's got some small businesses scurrying around, panicking, and things like that. And what they're doing is they're basically pulling small business out of your newsfeed on Facebook. And they're really gearing that more towards friends and family updates and things like that. And they're not gonna, like before you could post on your Facebook page and know that it was gonna go out to hundreds of people. I bet you if you look at your business page today, you're gonna see that number dropping. And it may not have plummeted yet, but guess what? They're gonna catch up to you and it will plummet soon.
So what does that mean?
What do we do? Well, what that means is, again, no longer can you post something about your business and see it show up in the news feed. You're going to have to do a couple of different things to make sure that you're getting the reach you want.
Are you talking about on your personal page posting about your business, or on your business page posting in general?
On your business page, posting in general, but I like what you said beforehand, posting on your personal page about your business. You may end up in Facebook jail if you do that.
No!
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So what
is that a new
happens is-
fundraiser?
I think so. Get in on it quick. But what happens is Facebook goes and it has an algorithm and it checks what everybody's posting about. And if you're posting about your business excessively on a personal feed, they're going to reprimand you for that.
So they're going to tell you ahead of time that's not what this
Oh, no,
is
they
about.
just put you in
No, they
jail.
just put you in jail.
Really?
No
How do you get out of
warning.
jail?
Well, it's kind of like being in timeout, right? So they'll say, you've been
I've never been in timeout.
ever?
Okay, there was one time, but I didn't know.
So what they'll do is you'll go in to log into Facebook and it says your account has been banned for 7, depending on the offense, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, whatever.
Really?
And so you can't access anything.
So plan your vacation when you
during
go to
that time.
Facebook jail.
Right, right.
Got it.
Yeah, so you got it. So that's
Julie, you look
why.
mesmerized by this. Like
What
you
are
kept
some of the
waiting.
things that you can go into? So posting about your business, that's weird. And they're not even going to tell us. Because
Right.
people have been doing it for years, posting about their business on their personal page. I do.
And well, so there's kind of like that 80-20 rule. So if you post about your business maybe 20% of the time or less, and probably or less is the key here, that's okay.
Okay.
But if you're abusing the system, again, their focus now is friends and family in that news feed because they've heard back from the people who use Facebook for that. And that's the original reason why Facebook was started, was for connections.
Right, with
not
family
for
and friends.
businesses.
Right,
Right.
right.
So, well, how do you get around that? And there's several ways. The first one is you're going to need to pay to play.
Right.
Okay. So that means doing Facebook ads, and that's a show on its own.
And it's not
they
expensive
can
at
make
all.
money.
Not expensive. If you're smart enough and you can figure out what your niche is and you only target those people, you can hit hundreds, maybe thousands of people for, I don't know, $5, $10. It's not like you're
Really?
putting hundreds of dollars behind an ad campaign, depending on who you are. Bigger businesses, yeah, maybe. Smaller businesses, no, you could get away with, I do $5 ads all the time for my clients, and we get some really good reach, and I'm copying you now.
Oh,
My
cool.
stomach just
Now
did a
yours
big
is
growl.
going.
All right, we're going to break for lunch now. All right.
So another way, so say you don't really have an advertising budget, what's another way that you could get around this algorithm? And it's focusing on groups. And so what you want to do is create a group around your niche and name it something that will catch people's eye who are looking for solutions in that area, and then be ultra active in that group. Don't start a group and then ignore it.
Right.
Always put content in there, answer questions, things like that. And that's great for a real estate agent. I'm going to change my neighborhood. Let's say you're a real estate agent in Champions Club.
Oh, that's where you live.
Yeah.
We don't want to
And so-
disclose that.
Right, no, we don't want to disclose that information.
back to Longleaf.
However, so you write, you start a group around Champions Club and maybe all sorts of activities that go on there. What's the benefit of being in that HOA? What sort of things can you enjoy when you're a member of Champions Club? And you just start talking about that, and then you can post in there new pieces of real estate that's gone on the market, things like that. So what you want to do is build your tribe, which is your ideal customer.
And you can just start adding people, can't you, that are your friends?
You can. However, my recommendation would be to ask first before you just blindly add people to groups, because I get added to groups all the time, and I must be a member of 500 groups that I never signed up for, and it's highly annoying.
Yeah.
And so I just take myself out of the group, and then I block them from adding me in.
My number one annoyance is when people send me something in box.
Oh, okay.
On Facebook.
Yes, that's really
I think
bad.
that's,
It's
and
spammy.
they're spamming you, and
Yep.
they're sending you like ads. I had this moving company tell me that, I don't care who you are, go F yourself.
Right.
When I told him, stop spamming me, please, because he did it like constantly.
And then you have the option to block that person
I
too.
did.
Yeah, which
I
is
did.
what you should do.
I did.
And we can get back when we have a chance to come back and maybe go through a little bit of the most important posts that you should put on Facebook.
Yes. So, we have some upcoming things, and Laura's going to be our guest speaker
I'm excited.
at Carrabba's
I
on
know.
February 13th, and she's going to teach you a hands-on kind of workshop on social media.
Yeah.
So I know this show went real fast,
did.
and
I know.
hopefully you're going to
Yeah,
rewind
so-
and watch it again. But yes, if you'd like.
February
obviously.
13th, come. She'll also be a guest at our WPBA
Yep.
chapter
I'm looking
at
forward to that.
Oasis Coffee Shop. Do we know the date on that yet?
Early February. Is
Early
it the
February.
2nd or the 8th or
That's
something
on
like
Friday
that?
mornings. Come to everyone on
post
Friday
it.
morning. Friday mornings at 8:30 at Oasis Coffee Shop, one of our chapter
Right.
meetings. So we'll have a great crowd there.
Yep.
I'm sure. So
Social media, this has been wonderful,
Yeah,
Laura,
great
and
information.
I'm
Thank you.
so glad that you were finally able to make it on the show with us. Something that we're talking about, and it's definitely here to stay. I used to joke and say, "Oh, this is just a fad. It's not good."
it's not a .com.
It's here to
thing.
stay.
Right.
And Laura, you were saying that you help people. She can either manage.
I can manage your social media accounts for you. I can teach you how to do it yourself if you don't want to have a full-time manager on staff. I can give you strategies. If you need even just like an audit of your social media footprint, I'm more than happy to sit down
That's
with you and
awesome.
do that.
That's awesome.
This is what she does,
Really good.
folks.
All right, 2 more dates I'm going to throw out there. January 27th, Taste of Trinity, Seven
Yum.
Springs Middle School,
Speaking of
West Pasco
stomachs
Business Association
growling.
is hosting that. There'll be plenty of food for you, girls. Yeah.
That's what we like.
And one more thing, we haven't announced this yet, but the Cornhole Tournament is on. It was a great success last year. St. Patty's Day weekend, March 18th. So please come on
At
out.
Fiddler's.
It'll be at Fiddler's Green in Trinity, and it's free to come attend. And it's
Talk
gonna be a
about
great
good
time.
food.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I
it'll
know.
be a
I'm
good time.
hungry.
So Laura, thanks for everything. Great information.
here.
We'll see you at our Lunch and Learn.
Yes, can't wait.
And share our show, like it.
Get us
Hey,
out on social media.
put us out on social media, Twitter especially, okay? Today. All right, do it now. Don't wait. Go do it right now.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. We are today and every day.
Moving forward.
Hey, I didn't have to
Yay!
pay you must have cued her, huh?
I did.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank
everybody.
you. See you next week. Bye-bye.